what is good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome to another episode of Good Friends, Better Rivals. Today's a very special one, right? Because most of the episode, right, we are doing our early NFC East positional rankings. We're going to take all four teams in the NFC East, and we're going to rank the offensive side of the ball of all the rankings. Who has the best quarterback? That may be a heated debate. Who has the best running back? Some of us don't have one. So who has the best receiving core? The receiving core, we're gonna do the top three, because nowadays a lot of people do threes instead of the basic 1 and 2 in the tight end. Same thing with tight ends. We've realized we were going back. Should we do just one main tight end? But then some other teams use 2 tight ends. So let's do a duo. Let's do the main, because let's do the main. We're gonna do the main tight end. So there's that.
But that we don't have a main.
Well, you don't pick one then, mother lover. Okay, you pick one. You know, everyone else has a main except y'all. That's your fault. Okay, that's your coaching staff's fault. So pick one to argue.
But doesn't really matter. Main equals 1 though. I mean, our 2 equal 1.
Well, whatever one is on the field the most. Okay, all right. So find it out. You pick one, and then the offensive line is going to be the unit. It's going to be the unit, right? Because let's be real, you know, the offensive line is the only literal team game in the NFL, because you don't have to have Hall of Famers on the offensive line. You just need good players who know the scheme and fit one micro organism. You know, because I remember those New York Giants teams. Our offensive line was David Deal, Chris Snead, Sean O'Hara, Rich Stybort, either Kevin Booth or Kareem McKenzie, one of them. They weren't, you know, flashy names. They weren't Hall of Fame names, but they got the job done. So the unit, we're going to do best units as well. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about championships and possibly our Houston Gamblers did something great this weekend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Houston. But yes, the XFL Championship was this week. We had an upset. But before that, I just realized something. Everyone, make sure to like and subscribe to this video. Subscribe to this channel. We're almost to 100. Like this video. It helps the algorithm. It bumps us up, as well as just general support. I don't ask for nothing. I ask for this. Subscribe and like. That's it. And if you want to be a little bit more supportive in a little bit more, in with us, integrated with your support, my main man Justin has something to tell you. If you want to add an extra layer of support, Justin, what is it?
Hey guys, it's Justin, aka Hambone, just here to let you know a couple of things that we have going on with the channel. One, we have a Patreon. If you can and want to support us, you can do that. As little as $1. You can join the Discord. We also have a merch store where you can get some cool shirts, mugs, and stuff with all of our different shows and labels on there. Okay. And thank you for all of our supporters that have already been there with us.
All right. Thank you, Justin. But now, I digress. Let's get right into it. The XFL Championship was this weekend. The DC Defenders, the Houston Renegades, and Caleb, guess what happened?
It was an upset.
The Arlington Renegades pulled it off and beat the DC Defenders. Caleb, was it just Luis Perez finally being fully integrated in the team and Arlington finally getting a quarterback this season? Did that put them over the top? Or is it something else? Break it down to me, Caleb.
Honestly, what it was, I mean, that the trade that they made late in the season to get Luis Perez basically changed their whole entire offense. Like I was saying, their offense wasn't good. It was probably the worst in the XFL. It was terrible. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't run. They couldn't pass. Their offense was terrible. That's why they were a losing team. They get into the playoffs as a 4-6 team. But they had a quarterback. Luis Perez. To go forward in the playoffs, and he showed out. He showed out in the previous game, the playoff game, and in the championship as well. He was so perfect in the first half of this game. Like, he was just on it. Like, he would make no mistakes in all his receivers, and their offense was just going along, driving down the field, and on every possession they were scoring. he was great. He played great in that. Controlled the whole game. Threw 3 touchdowns. I mean, he was really good. And the offense was totally changed by that. That's why it shouldn't have been seen as a huge upset, considering how they played him last time. It was a close game, and then going into this one, seeing how their offense was finally starting to get going. I think the difference was their defense really played really well in that first half. I mean, I think that was the big difference maker going from last game where they lost it to this game. I think just the Renegades defense itself really stepped up in that first half and caused a ton of turnovers for Jordan Ta'amu. I mean, they were picking them off like crazy. And I think that's what the difference was, the game that the Renegades defense really showed up in this game and played really well.
Yeah, man, because I remember, Caleb, when they traded for Luis Perez early on in the season, I think he only had like a week with the team, and they faced DC right away, and DC only beat them by like what 3 or 4 points.
It went down to overtime.
It went to overtime, but DC still won, but it was close. You're talking about a quarterback who was there for like a week, and he almost beat you. All right, so you give him more preparation for you this time around, and more integration within the system. This is what you get, right? And Luis Perez, man, everyone knows the name because anytime one of these secondary leagues pops up, he's there. He was a part of the first iteration of the XFL. He was an LA Wildcat, I believe. Him and Josh Johnson. I also have his career history right here. So here it is. He went to Southwest College, and then he went to Texas A&M Commerce in 2015-17, right? He was undrafted in 2018. Practice squad for the Rams. He was a part of the Birmingham Iron. Practice squad for the Eagles. Practice squad for the Lions in 2019. Then here it is, the XFL. The Los Angeles Wildcats. That league gets put on pause. But then he gets traded to the New York Guardians because they needed a quarterback in the 2020 season. Because I think it was Matt McGloin. And apparently, like Matt McGloin, you know how like you were like all mic'd up, right? And McGloin called his head coach an idiot. He was like, this idiot. He's like, this idiot doesn't know what he's doing, or something like that. Like Mike McGloin said something that he shouldn't. Like, it wasn't like heinous, right? It wasn't like heinous, but it was like your head coach isn't liking you right now because you called him a dum dum on national TV. It was pretty hilarious. So he became a New York Guardian, and then the pandemic hit. That league was put on pause. And then he comes back. He's a New Jersey General. He was a part of the USFL. He was a New Jersey General, and then he went to the Rams in 2022 as a practice squad player. And then in the XFL he came back. He was a Vegas Viper, and now he's an Arlington Renegade. He's a journeyman. He's
journeyman of the lesser leagues.
Yeah, the other leagues. Basically, he's a nomad. He's a football nomad. He just plays wherever there is football, right? That's what he is. Where it is. He's a champion. He's an MVP. He was a USFL passing leader, actually, passing rating leader last year. He was also the completions percentage leader. He's also a Division II national champion, by the way. But yeah, man, he was the difference in here. He was the difference. I think they were expecting a shootout. They were expecting that because the Arlington defense has been iffy all year. It's been iffy all year. It wasn't. But
what they do is get turnovers. They have done that all year.
Yeah, and getting the 3 interceptions on Jordan Ta'amu really helped. Jordan Ta'amu, and they kind of limited Abram Smith because I believe Abram Smith's stat line was
that's the thing. He did have a good game. Like he had a big 52-yard touchdown run.
But then but they were too behind and they had to throw it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They couldn't really use them because they were so behind the whole game. Yeah, because of the turnovers.
Yeah, the 3 turnovers. That's true. Good point. That's a phenomenal point. But yeah, man, it was a great season all around. Really, the biggest takeaway from the XFL. You need a quarterback. Quarterback is key. Like we said, the teams that were pretty good. The Seattle, they had Ben DiNucci. Battlehawks, they had AJ McCarron. Arlington, after they got Luis Perez. The only team who Jordan Ta'amu had some good games. People be like, I know DC was was a run heavy team, but there were some games where Tamu showed up and he had phenomenal games. But yeah, like look at the teams that were not very good this year. Orlando, who was their quarterback? What the heck were they doing?
They couldn't figure it out.
They couldn't figure it out.
And definitely the worst quarterbacks was the Brahmas. They had the worst quarterback. They were awful.
What was Vegas doing? Like, who was their
Well, they had
quarterback?
Luis Perez, but
Yeah,
I think a lot of that had to do with the coaching because we were making way too many mistakes.
So Rod Woodson was the problem?
I mean, yeah, kind of like we were so undisciplined. I mean, we were probably the most penalized team, the team that gave up the most leads.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you gotta put it on the coach on those type of mistakes.
Yeah. So so The Rock announced. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. The Rock announced they'll be having their draft in July for kids who weren't drafted in the NFL off-season free agents. So that draft was coming up in July.
And you seen what this league has produced. I mean, these guys are signing to NFL teams. I mean, we saw Ben DiNucci get signed with the Denver Broncos. I mean, there was a whole list of guys that got signed by NFL teams. That's why I say, I mean, the NFL free agency and the NFL draft is not where these teams stop adding players. Like they can get players from both the XFL and the USFL now that they see what they can do and when they have some experience and they're signing these guys. I mean, there's talent in these leagues. And so it's just the talent acquisition for the NFL teams. It doesn't stop at the NFL draft. There's you can sign these guys whenever. So
yeah, man. Because now there's 3 feeder systems. If you think about it, like you think about it, right? You have college, the main feeder system, right? Still, but then you have the USFL and the XFL are feeder systems. If you think about it, so the NFL has kind of 3 unofficial feeder systems, and I think The Rock's main plan is to become a feeder system. I feel like that's the thing he wants to do. I'm just speculating here. I don't know for a fact. But yeah, that's what I think.
I just like to get to the point where they these 2 leagues, kind of start as like the NFL, AFL, and then they finally play a Super Bowl.
Do you mean the XFL and the USFL?
Yeah.
I think one of the USFL members said that. I think someone did say that. Speaking of the USFL, we're in the scripture before we go into the USFL. Caleb, was this a successful season? Do you think?
I think it was. I mean, it was a team that came out of nowhere and took the championship. That's always exciting to see. You had the one team that was great all year that everybody tried to beat. And then, I mean, a lot of the rules were very exciting. That the changes, overtime changes, the kickoffs, and all that was really good. We got to check the viewership. I haven't seen the viewership yet of the total average of the season.
Attendance didn't look good. It
didn't start very well. I know that.
Yeah. Because Vegas was playing at a high school field, baseball field, I think.
Baseball field, catchment field.
Yeah.
Well, it's a soccer field now.
Oh, it's a soccer field now.
Yeah. But I think overall, just the fact that they had their home stadiums, unlike the USFL, I think had seen the big crowds in like St. Louis and DC.
68,000 people, man.
I think that made a difference, and maybe they won't get view share on TV, but they sure get selling tickets in the stadium. So
that's true.
I think that does help a lot out there.
Personally, I think that's what an owner wants, though, right? He wants a sold out house. If you had to choose one, big ratings, nobody's in the stadium buying anything, or
that's the USFL. That's the USF. Why can't I say USFL model? Is they're betting on the ratings because they don't really have crowds.
Okay, so they want rating, but here's the thing about the USFL though. They're owned by Fox.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why. Yeah, that's why they're betting on that the Fox viewership is going to pay them because they don't really have many fans in the stands.
Yeah. But no, that's the thing. Well, except in Birmingham, because Birmingham showed up. But no, that's the thing with the XFL. DC and the DC fans. I think the DC fans are kind of disenchanted because of the only other football team they have are the Commanders, And here's the thing. The one thing I credit DC Commanders fans. They hated like no. You know I
like,
don't.
no,
Yeah,
I think they did. They definitely hated it. I've
yeah. They
seen a lot of DC
despised
fans
Dan Snyder,
hated
and
him.
some of them. I know a bunch of people who were former Commanders fans who became Ravens fans because they're like, nah, I can't do this. I'm done. I can't do this. So I'm gonna pick the other local team right here. And it's like, well, Baltimore, DC, Baltimore, they're close by. They're different, but they're close by. So they became Ravens fans because of Lamar Jackson or Ray Lewis or because Dan Snyder like ruined. People forget, man. The Washington football team, formerly of the Redskins, now the Commanders, they were a proud franchise. They were a Super Bowl winning franchise. The NFC East, people make fun of the NFC East now, like, oh, NFC East, they suck. We ran football for a minute,
Yeah.
Caleb. Like we ran football
Probably
for a
up so
minute.
Dan Snyder took over.
Yeah,
Basically.
we ran football. Like this is some. I'm not
Basically
saying
from 2000, because that's when the Cowboys went down, or Washington went down, and then it was basically Eagles and Giants. And
yeah, for like so we had but like this isn't some like a New York Giant Cowboy homer thing. Like that's just
no, I admit it. Like we were
it's
down.
histories.
The Cowboys were
Like
down.
when 2000 hit, it all went downhill because the brands, the powerful brands of the Cowboys and the Commanders or Washington, they went down. They were kind of sullied for a minute. You guys came back. They didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Like, in the 90s, Caleb, in the 90s,
early 90s was like
we had a Super Bowl.
NFC
they had a Super Bowl. You guys had 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So half of the 90s,
the Eagles
NFC
were always
East,
making the playoffs with Cunningham and Reggie White and all that.
Yeah, but the Eagles had superstars, Randall, Jerome Brown, Reggie White. You know what I mean? Reggie White, I love that man, but I hate that man. You know what I mean? You know what? Thing I love about Reggie White, Caleb? People remember him as a Packer, which really kind of pisses off Eagles fans. People talk about like him running with the Super Bowl but he's wearing the Packers jersey. It's hilarious because Eagles fans are like, they're just mad. It's fun. But real football fans know he's an Eagle. Like real football fans know he's an Eagle. Like, which it hurts me a little bit. Because he's so great, dude. He's so great. He's so great. There's actually a Twitter post, Caleb, that said name a player from opposing. Name a player, current or past, from your division rivals that you loved, that you secretly loved, or you openly loved them, and you didn't care. You know what I mean? I had a couple people.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, right? But it's tough, but it's true because you don't want to admit you actually love their like, you know what I mean? You don't want to admit it, but you have people like you, Caleb. Like you have an Eagles player in your mind. You're like, yeah, I really like the way he played.
I don't know if I have an Eagles player.
You do. You did. Trust me. We all do. When I had an Eagles player in my mind, I'm like, damn, I hate him so much, but I love him so much. You know what I mean? But speaking of the USFL, last week we previewed. I said we're gonna be talking about it again. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch the game because my TV cut out. Well, Caleb, the Houston Gamblers rolled up to the defending champion Birmingham Stallions, and they beat them. Mark Thompson again had a great game.
Yeah, that running back, that's the key right there. Like
and Mark,
the last
we
2
trust.
weeks, he has just been he's been trucking everybody. They can't stop this dude. This dude is been doing great for the Gamblers, and Michigan just got hit in the mouth. Not Michigan. Birmingham got hit in the mouth. They're just not playing as well as they looked last year. Their quarterback situation is a little bit different. So that they have some problems there. He's not playing very well overall. And then the Gamblers did have some quarterback issues to start with, but now it seems like he's starting to get going. It helps when you have a great run game that we have, and we went in there and we got the upset. Now we have the same record as Birmingham Stallions, and we're looking good there.
Yeah, our quarterback is Terry Wilson III. Terry used to be the starting quarterback for the University of Kentucky. He was Mark Stoops' guy for many years. Not many years, like 3 years. But then he transferred to UNLV. Actually, Caleb, he went to UNLV to prove to people that he can pass the ball. Because at Kentucky, he was used more of a running quarterback. He went to show that he can. He's a professional passer. So they also had Montel Cozart. Montel Cozart, I believe, is from the University of Kansas. But I know Terry's. So I know Terry. But here's the thing about the two quarterbacks, though. They're not the engine of this offense. It's very clear who the engine of this offense is. They run the ball. They run the ball. They dictate the game by running the ball. Mark Thompson, 16 carries, 78 yards, 4.9 a carry, 3 touchdowns. But here's the thing, too. Terry Wilson, also a good runner. He's using athleticism more. It's okay to be athletic. It's fun to show it off. But but I know what he tries to do when he throws the ball. The connotation of like, oh, he's not a quarterback. He's a running back playing quarterback. Also too, like the racial connotations of it. It's not cool. But use your athleticism too, Terry. Open up the game. Throw the ball as well. But Mark Thompson is the key, and Mark we trust. We're riding. We're with Mark to the end. Also, too, Caleb. The score breakdown. They're leading at halftime, 10-7. And then going into the fourth quarter, they're up 13-7. And in that fourth quarter, 20 points. We scored 20 points, and we win the game like that. So the fourth quarter was key. We fought back. We didn't give up. That's the one thing I liked about. That's the one thing I liked about it.
Yeah, the other big upset, was a huge upset, was the Mountain Steamboats, who haven't really been very good. Showboats. They haven't been very good this season, but their defense came out to play last weekend against New Orleans Breakers, who were undefeated, and finally took a loss. It was 17-10, very low scoring. Not a lot happening, but it was, like I said, it was Memphis defense that showed out. Bethel Thompson really wasn't able, was pretty inaccurate throughout the game, and I think that's what and only scoring 10 points. They couldn't really run the ball. They were getting stuffed on every single time they tried to run. So it wasn't good. It wasn't good for their offense, and the Breakers just got upset there, and was probably one of the biggest surprises in the season so far.
All right, shout out to Chad Kelly, actually. Cole Kelly, my bad.
Yes,
my
Cole
bad. Sorry,
Kelly.
Cole Kelly. I thought it was Chad Kelly. My bad. I saw the C Kelly.
Yeah.
I thought of Chad right away. My bad. I think Chad is playing the USF. Is playing the CFL. Let me see. Is this who I think it is? Is this who I think it is? Kurith White. Yeah, I do. I knew it. Yeah, I recognize that guy. So yeah. Currently, as we're recording, the Showboats are playing the Pittsburgh Maulers currently. So there's that as well. So the game is currently going on. But yeah, Caleb, how are you liking the USFL season before we transition over to the
I got now that XFL done, I can really get into it as much as I haven't got as much as I was with the XFL, just because I was focusing on that. But now that XFL is over, I can get more into it. And as far as it goes, I like that. Or the Gamblers are a lot better than they were last year. So very excited about that. That they're actually winning games. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going as smoothly as it was last year, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. So the North, they're all 2-3, all of them. The South, Breakers are 4-1. Birmingham and Houston are 3-2, and Memphis is 2-3. So one division. You look at the record and you think they're all the same, but it depends on who they face and when they face them. So a team may separate themselves in the coming weeks. And in the North, it's New Orleans. New Orleans, man, that's the team. No, and the Showboats beat them, and when you have a blueprint to victory against them. This football, man. Let's be real in football. Smart coaches, thieves. They're thieves. And they steal from other coaches. That's how do you think people found out about Sean McVay's offense? They watched that Super Bowl against Bill Belichick, and they stole from Bill Belichick. Good coaches steal.
Yeah.
Good coaches steal something. Great coaches steal everything, and make it into their own using their own players. This is a copycat league. People say it all the time. It's a copycat league. Same thing in the NFL, same thing in the USFL, same thing in the XFL. You copy what's winning. That's what you do. That's what you do. Remember when Miami had the Wildcat with Ronnie Brown? It was great for 1 year. It was great for 1 year. And then the following year, shout out to you, Ronnie Brown. Ronnie Brown was a good running back, though. He was a good running back. But now I digress, guys. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show.
Yeah.
Meat and potatoes of the show. So we're gonna be ranking. You know, it's May.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot to talk about right now. We talked about the rookies earlier during the rookie draft show. Voluntary mini camps is on. Those are usually for, you know, the rookie mini camp happened. Now it's tryout players, undrafted rookies, new veterans. They show up. You know, I personally think, you know, voluntary workouts are for two people: rookies and new veterans who don't know the system. That's it. That's, you know, if you're Dexter Lawrence, if you're Andrew Thomas, if you're Evan Neal, I guess, you don't need to show up. And I don't fault you for not showing up. I don't make it a big deal. I don't make it a story. You know, when Dexter Lawrence didn't show up to voluntary mini camps, I wasn't saying like, oh my God, Dexter, no, show up. No, Dexter, no. Oh my God. Like, voluntary is in the name. I'm pretty sure Dexter Lawrence doesn't need to be at voluntary minicamp. It's voluntary, and he doesn't need it. Because you know why, Caleb? Because he's Dexter Lawrence. Same thing with Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons doesn't need to show up to.
And how much do they practice anyways in these practices? I mean, the Cowboys got fined because they were practicing too hard. We literally got fined for that.
Yeah. So like, yeah. So
that's all. I mean, what are they doing there?
So exactly. But now we're gonna rattle off some positions. But guys, here's the thing, guys. These rankings, we haven't done them yet, though. We're doing them live right now. Doing them right now. You're gonna see our process. You at one moment we may agree and then we may disagree because our brain fires off another idea. I like doing that. I like you guys seeing the process of going where it's you may disagree, you may agree. It doesn't matter. Debate, respectful debate. Respectful debate. If you get disrespectful in the comments, I'm just gonna tell you to go. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm not gonna respond to your comment. I'm gonna respond to your comment by something, and you're not gonna like it. Respectful debate. You may disagree. You may agree. All right, let's get into it. First position, main position.
Yeah.
QB. All right. 4 quarterbacks. You got Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones, Sam Howell, I believe. Sam Howell's going to be their starter. And if I'm wrong, then
it looks that way.
It looks that way. So we're going with Sam Howell. All right.
Can we agree? Can we first agree that Sam Howell was last?
Yes. He's 4th. All right.
Okay. That's simple. Yeah. Okay, we get that way.
Sam Howell is 4th. Sam Howell. Yeah, he's number 4. Sam Howell's number 4. But the thing is, here's the problem is with here's the problem with I'm gonna be real with you. Dak Prescott's 1. He's 1.
Okay. Well, I was ready to debate, man. You just
no, you're not gonna debate. Because here's the issue. Now here's the issue with 2 and 3. Both quarterbacks. I know Daniel Jones. He didn't have a lot of great seasons because of he didn't have like Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb with him. With Zeke Elliott. Well, he had Saquon, but he didn't have the receivers like Dak Prescott has. But we can't disagree that the man's 9-1 against us. He's 9-1 against the Eagles. I think the only team he's ever lost more than 1 game against is the Commanders. I think he's like 8-3, 8-2. I think. I don't know. Is it something like that? Something like that. No. Like you may. I don't like saying this, but the man's 9-1 against us. The man's 9-1 against Philly. So there's that.
Yeah, and I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, Jalen Hurts is #1 because he went to Super Bowl. He had a
No,
great year."
no, but that's the thing. He did have a great year. You're right. He had a
He
great
did,
year. No, but here's the
but
thing. No, but here's the thing.
look at this. But I just
No,
want to
no. But
compare his
let me tell you
great.
something. No, let me tell you
Okay,
something.
go ahead.
It was 1 year.
Yeah, it was 1 year,
Take me with Daniel
and
Jones.
I wanted
I
to
love Daniel
compare.
Jones. I love Daniel Jones. I know why
Yeah,
Daniel Jones didn't have a lot of tremendous seasons, but it was 1 year. It was this year. This year they made the playoffs. This
yeah.
year it was 1 year.
So you want to put Daniel at 2? You can't put him at 2. You cannot put that man at 2. He is not better than Jalen Hurts right now.
Jalen had a great Super Bowl. Okay, I'm taking my Homer hat off. Okay, taking it off. I'll accept him at 3 right now. Okay, I'll accept it. But at the end of the season, I don't think he stays at 3 though.
Okay.
I don't think he stays at 3.
It could
Right.
be.
But
So our ranking is
Dak, Jalen,
Dak.
Daniel, Sam.
Okay.
But let's just say right now, Daniel at 3 may not be at 3 for long. That's all I gotta say. All right, Caleb. Now let's talk about the quarterback's running mate in the backfield, the running back. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay, we got Eagles, DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, Boston Scott in Philadelphia. With the Washington Commanders, we got Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Chris Rodriguez Jr. With the New York Giants, we have Saquon Barkley, Matt Breida, Eric Gray. And in Dallas, we got Tony Pollard, Malik Davis, and Deuce Vaughn. It's hard to say as a group who is the best who has the best running back group, or who's for me it's tough.
All right, guys. Sorry, I had to go for a minute because I was being called by a supporter, a man who may bring us extra subscribers.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was actually doing business. All right. So there's DeAndre Swift is now in Philly. Brian Robinson, Saquon. Here's the thing about the Giants. Do we have one? Do we have one? Like, that's the issue. Do we have one? Because if we have Saquon, we're probably one.
Well, I didn't get to the Cowboys. Cowboys got Tony Pollard, Malik Davis, Deuce Vaughn.
Well, Tony Pollard broke his leg. Deuce Vaughn's a rookie, and Malik Davis is unproven.
Okay.
So I think you guys are last.
Why are we last? I disagree with that. We're last with Tony Pollard just had a Pro Bowl.
He broke his leg,
and we're last.
He broken his leg.
Okay, but you can't say he's not better.
Time out. We're not doing running backs 2 and 3. It's just Tony Pollard. Okay, just Tony Pollard prior to the injury.
Well, let's go Tony Pollard. You can't say that he's not better than anything Washington has.
No, you're right. Okay, you're 2.
You think if
we have Saquon, we're 1. We're 1.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Saquon is 1. I had no argument with that.
Okay, but the issue is, do we have him? That's the issue.
No, that's right now. We're saying that
he's with us.
Will play the
Giants. Okay, so we're 1. Tony's 2, and DeAndre Swift. Here's the thing with DeAndre.
I think it's a debate at who is 3rd between what we want to
DeAndre
Gibson and Swift.
Yeah. Well, or Brian Robinson. Isn't Brian Robinson?
Oh, Brian Robinson. I meant.
That's the issue. Like, but that's the thing with the Washington. It's both of them. Like,
it's both of them.
It's both of them.
Wait, you say you want to go 1? We'll go with Robinson. Robinson versus Swift.
Robinson's probably the 1. DeAndre Swift. What happened in Detroit? Like, what happened? He was drafted to be the 1. He got injured, I think, a couple of times. And then they signed Jamal Williams, and Jamal Williams took his job. He took his touchdowns. He broke Barry Sanders' rushing touchdowns record. So in this current moment,
You want to go Robinson 3?
I'm going Robinson. Like,
Okay.
could
I'll take
DeAndre this early, guys? This is early. Could DeAndre Swift not be fourth at the end of the year? Yeah, we'll revisit this. But like you and me and the people watching this, y'all can't say with a straight face what happened to DeAndre Swift. You cannot say right now that he's the third or second best running back in this league, in this division, because what happened in Detroit? Jamal Williams came in to Detroit, took your job, basically. He broke Barry's touchdown record. They wanted him in for goal line situations. And I think they're like similar in size. Like, I think.
But are they going to use Swift as the main one, or are they going to use Penny as the main one?
See, they got Rashard Penny too, but he isn't too killed. They also have Kenneth Gainwell, and then they also have Boston Scott. Oh my god, I hate Boston Scott so much. Oh my god.
That's why I was bringing up as them as a group, because it's hard to say that.
Yeah, because they're going committee. I think they're going committee. So is the committee of the Eagles?
I still think the Washington's committee of Robinson Gibson is better than
their committee.
Yeah.
No, because the Eagles committee is injury. Rashard Penny keeps getting hurt. DeAndre Swift kept getting hurt in Detroit. Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott are the only healthy running backs that I've never seen get hurt. The other two get hurt often. So they're fourth. They're fourth.
Okay.
They're fourth.
All right. I'm going to get to receivers.
All right, receivers. All right, so Eagles, they're who is their third receiver? Who is their third receiver?
Quez Watkins.
Huh? Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins, right? But here's the thing. It doesn't matter because they have the best 1-2 punch in the division.
Yeah. But does their 1-2 punch beat the other team's trios? Yeah.
Because their
does that F bring down their overall grade?
No, but here's the thing, Caleb. Who the hell is the trio of the New York Giants?
Well, you don't. Can we clearly say Giants are last? Giants are last in receiver.
What? Okay. All right. No, we can't say clearly. They're. You know what?
I think they're clear. Come on. You have nothing even close to Scary Terry. You have nothing close to CeeDee Lamb. You have nothing close to AJ Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah. So I'm looking at the roster right now. We have Jeff Smith, Darius Slayton, David. We still have David Sills. Seriously, he's still on the roster. Oh my God. Sterling Shepard, he's injured. Wando Robinson, he's injured. Makai Polk, nope. He's going to be a practice squad player. Khalil Pimpleton, practice squad player. Sills is a practice squad player. We have Jaden Mickens, probably I would keep him on as our punt return, kick returner. I don't want starters on punt or kick return. That's why you have Trenton Holiday. You know what I mean? Find our Trenton Holiday.
I mean, we didn't even use Cavante Turpin as a receiver much.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the Giants trio is this. It's definitely Isaiah Hodgins. He's definitely one of the three. He's a big body receiver. Paris Campbell, Jalen Hyatt, Colin Johnson, and Darius Slayton. Those are fighting for the three. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much unknowns with the Giants. Who the three is?
Giants are 4.
Yeah, we're 4. Not because they're bad receivers. It's because
there's really good receivers in the NFC East.
Yeah, there is, like Scary Terry, man. Like I don't know, he plays for the Commanders.
I think. I mean, is Terry,
Jahad Dotson too,
Curtis Samuel,
and Curtis Samuel
better than AJ Brown and Devontae Smith? Because Quez Watkins,
they're definitely better than Quez Watkins.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is those 3 better than those 2 as a collective?
Holy shit! Did the Commanders have the best receiving core in the division?
McLaurin, Dotson, the touchdown machine. Samuel's a really good slot.
And Jahad Dotson, rookie, he's really improving. I liked him actually. Oh my God, Caleb, I think. Oh my God.
It's 3 versus 2. It's like are those 2 so
Washington?
good that
Okay, we gotta go Washington then.
We'll go Washington.
We'll go Washington. Oh my God!
Okay,
Really?
then the next argument is: is our three better than those two? As CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Michael Gallup.
No, I think the issue is the Eagles only have two.
Yeah,
that's
have
the
two.
issue.
And we have three. We have three good ones. We have three starters right there. I mean, Brandon Cooks, 1,000-yard receivers, 1,000-yard seasons all the time. CeeDee Lamb, we know we can do. And Michael Gallup, he wasn't any good last year. He was coming off an injury. But we know we've seen him have a 1,000-yard season before. I mean, Quez Watkins never had a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah. So. But is it Quez this year, though? That's the issue we must ask ourselves.
I don't know. I don't know who that third receiver is this year.
I'm going to look it up right now. All right. Position. All right. Yeah. It's.
So it's Quez. Exactly.
Yeah. So their main two are AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah, we know the main two. Main two are
and
great.
Then the three is either going to be Olamide Zaccheaus from the Falcons, Quez, Greg Ward, Charleston Rambo, he's a rookie, Joseph Nadi, he's a rookie, Jaden Hazelwood, he's a rookie. Yo, I know about Jaden Hazelwood. He was actually one of the best receivers in the nation coming out of high school. And then they had Britton Covey, who's their punt returner. And then they have Tyree Cleveland out of Florida. The issue is it's a lot of rookies. Greg Ward and Quez Watkins. But is the talent of those two
better than our three?
But that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Because now let's go back to Washington. We may so Washington. Terry's a starter on all four teams.
Yeah,
he's a starter on all four teams.
I'll concede AJ Brown and Devontae Smith just right now because Brandon Cooks didn't have a great year last year. Neither did Michael Gallup. I'll concede them. Eagles have two. Eagles are two.
Yeah, Eagles are two. Like early guys. This is early. Like I said with Danny Jones, he may not stay at 3. You know, so y'all may not stay at 3 either. Y'all may become one. Yeah. You know, because Washington. The one thing about Washington, they have dudes at receiver. You know, Curtis Samuel, Jahad Dotson, Scary Terry. That's a great trio. It's a great trio. And then the Philly, they have a two-something. They have a duo.
Yeah.
Trio, duo. I think trios always beat duos because trios open up a lot of stuff. You have two on the outside, you have the slot in the middle on the inside. It helps alleviate the outside. So and the problem with the Giants is we don't know what their trio is. We think we know. We think it's going to be Jalen. We think it's going to be Paris. We think it's going to be Zay Hodgins because Sterling and Wandell are injured. If the Giants, if everyone comes back healthy and everything hits like that, the Giants then have the deepest receiving core in the league, in the division. Because then you start asking Paris, Zay Hodgins, Jalen Hyatt, Wandell Robinson, Sterling Shepard, Colin Johnson. Like I kept talking about Colin Johnson. He coming back from the Achilles. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 6 receivers. They go 6 deep. Darius Slayton, that's 7. If everything works with the Giants, we could have the best receiving core and the deepest receiving core in the division. If everything works. But it's the NFL. Not everything does work. So remember that. We're deep. But if everything hits, we're going to be deep and better than everybody. All right. Moving on to the other pass catching division, the other pass catching person, tight end. The tight ends in this division are Darren Waller, Dallas Goedert, Logan Thomas, and who y'all going? Y'all going Peyton Henderson?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Jake
It
Ferguson?
depends on training camp, and we'll see. I mean, that's why I said we go.
You want to do a duo?
Because
want to do a duo?
we kind of have Luke Schoonmaker we just drafted, and then we have the 2 other guys, Jake Ferguson, Peyton Henderson, which kind of make up like one tight end together.
Yeah, because one's a blocking, the other one's a receiving. It's kind of
So that's what.
You know
that's
what? Let's change it. We're going duos. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because the Giants are still number 1.
The Giants are number one.
Giants are number one.
Okay, Giants are number one. They got Darren Wall. They got Bellinger, who played pretty well.
And I think the Eagles' second tight end is either going to be Grant Calcaterra or Dan Arnold. It's one of them. Calcaterra is only a two-year player. Dan Arnold is a 7-year player.
Yeah, okay.
What's up?
No, sorry about that.
No. Now I was going to say Dallas Goedert is definitely the number one. Dallas Goedert is definitely the number one.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Giants, Eagles. I guess the debate is between the Cowboys and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
How good is Logan Thomas? I haven't really much.
He's always hurt. That's the issue. When he plays, he's pretty damn good. But the issue is, he's not good for long, because he's always like either he hurt his shoulder, like he's always hurt. And also too with the Eagles too, they have a project in Tyree Jackson, who former quarterback out of Buffalo. They're teaching him how to play tight end, so it could be one of those three. But it's definitely Dallas, and I think it's going to be Dan Arnold. I think that's going to be because Dan Arnold is the veteran. So there's that. But yeah, with Washington though, man, like he's always hurt. Caleb.
So you think our collective is better than Logan Thomas by himself?
Yeah, because he's literally always hurt. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I'm not trying I may come off as a hater, but he's literally always hurt. And like here his tight ends is.
They
Logan
don't have
Thomas,
any other good tight. They have a bunch of crap after him.
Yeah, it's Logan Thomas, Amari Rogers. There's another Amari Rogers? That's crazy. Armani Rogers, Curtis Hodgins, John Bates, Cole Turner. Oh, I actually know Cole Turner. He's a tight end out of Nevada. I think he should play a little bit more. But yeah, I've seen Jake Ferguson and Payne Hendershot work. I've seen them play. Washington's last. Because with Logan Thomas, I don't know if he's going to stay on the field. I think you guys are definitely third.
Okay.
Yeah. But if but if it was Dalton Schultz and one of the others, I think y'all would have been 2.
Yeah, probably.
I think y'all would have been 2. But y'all don't have Dalton anymore, so because Dalton was literally your main tight end.
Well, I mean, we could have. We don't know. Like I said, we don't know what we have in these guys. I mean, one of these guys can come out and be great. Early.
The Cowboys may not be at 3 anymore. They may be at 2. Shoot, they could be at 1. The Giants being at 1 is predicated on Darren Waller. He's a top 5 tight end now. He had some injuries last year, but I think it was injuries he could have played with, but he was playing on the Raiders, so he was like, nah. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing for you, Josh McDaniels. And it showed, because what happened is they ended up trading him, and he's happy that they traded him, and that's why Josh McDaniels wasn't invited to the wedding. So there's that. But I think the reason the Giants are 1 though, it is Daniel Bellinger though. I think, like Caleb, I mean, you remember Caleb at the beginning when we were doing the season, when he got hurt against Jacksonville. Our team wasn't the same because he wasn't out there. People talk about like, oh man, your no receivers finally like caught up to you. When we were I think we needed him against Seattle. I think he would have helped us win against Seattle because it's the same receivers. We had the same receivers all year. When we were winning, we had Daniel Bellinger. When we were losing, we didn't have Daniel Bellinger. He comes back, and we win again. He was important. Daniel Bellinger is really important to this team. And now they have Darren Waller. I think Daniel Bellinger, people will be like, oh man, he's gonna take Darren Waller's gonna take all his targets, all his looks. I don't think so for fact. Darren Waller could create more looks for him because people are gonna be like, we need to guard Darren Waller. And Daniel Bellinger being a sophomore player, they kind of disregard him like, oh, whatever. They kind of disregard him. I think he eats a little bit more this year. I think that's why the Giants are number 1. It's because Daniel Bellinger, in his rookie year, showed how valuable he was to the New York Giants. Showed how valuable he is to the New York Giants. So there's that. All right, Caleb. Next position.
Offensive line. Top 5 starters on each team. We'll start with the Eagles. That's Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Jason Kelsey, Cam Jurgens, and Landon Dickerson. Going to Washington, we got Charles Leno, Andrew Norwell, Nick Gates, Sam Cosme, and Andrew Wiley. With the Giants, we got Andrew Thomas, Ben Bredson, John Michael Schmitz, Evan Neal, and Mike Glowinski. Lewinsky. And then for the Cowboys, we got Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, and Tyler Biotish.
All right. Currently, we're an improving offensive line. But here's the thing, too. I don't think Washington has a better offensive line than us.
You don't.
I think
Andrew was pretty good. Andrew was pretty good. Charles Leno was decent.
No, they are pretty good.
Sam Cosme, pretty good.
Okay, I take that back. No, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, but they're pretty good. But we were just better. We were just better than them on that Sunday night because Kayvon Thibodeau was just like out of this world. Same thing with Dexter Lawrence.
And Washington's run game was pretty good last year with both running backs.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Okay. I think the key is our center's unproven. He's a rookie. He was a top center and everyone's bored. Yeah, everyone loved him, but he's still a rookie, right? He's still a rookie. Our guards, we're last. We're fourth. Okay, we're fourth. Okay. We're fourth, but we're fourth. Like, and it really sucks because I think we have the best left tackle in the division now, but we're fourth. You know what I mean? Like, I think our left tackle.
This is collective, not just one position.
Yeah, it's not just one position. But I just want to shout out Andrew Thomas. I love you, Andrew. I think he starts on all four teams. I think all four teams would love him. I think he is. I think the Eagles would love him. I think the Cowboys would definitely love him because, I think everyone would love Andrew Thomas on their team. Evan Neal's development is key. He was doing pretty good, but then he got hurt and it kind of went downhill. But here's the problem with offensive line, Caleb. They're always hurt. You're always getting hit. It's a nasty, dirty, hurtful position because you're in the muck with the defensive linemen, the ends, the tackles. You're always going to be hurt. But yeah, so his development is key. We're fourth because of the unproven with the question mark at center because he's a rookie. Our guards, we'll see. We have an answer at left tackle, and we have a question mark at right tackle because of development. So we are fourth. I'm gonna go Washington at third.
Third, they're solid, but nothing spectacular.
Yeah. They're grinders. They're grinders. They're running. You want to run? Washington, but it's when they're passing the ball that's the thing. It's pass production. It is. See the Eagles or Cowboys on 1 and 2.
Okay, and I know you want to say the Eagles is 1, but let me put my argument.
Put your argument.
Tyron Smith, Hall of Famer. Zach Martin, Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Tyler Biotish just made the Pro Bowl last season, and Terrence Steele is one of the best run blocking tackles in the league right now. We have great, and then Tyler Smith played great as a rookie, and he's only going to get better in his second season at left tackle. So those 5 starters, to me, are number 1. I mean, the Eagles don't have Hall of Famers
you talk about Hall of Famers, right? But we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
right now.
But I'm still playing. Zach Martin's still playing at a Hall of Fame level.
Tyron Smith, though, he's been hurt
he's
more than
playing at a very good level. I wouldn't say at his top peak, but he's playing still very good.
So that you think the hamstring issue, he's fully healed? Like that thing tore off the bone.
Yeah, but he was still playing in the playoff games. So he was still there. He was starting at right tackle during both playoff games. So
okay.
I mean, I think I think he's fine. When he plays, he's very good. Like, yeah, he gets injured often, but when he's in there, and that's what we're talking about, them playing as a whole collective. I think we're number 1 because I think Biotish is really good at center, and Terrence Steele, like I said, again, when he's healthy, he's a really, really, really great run blocker.
All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna dispute that, man. But like, I think it's the more you break it down, it's getting closer. It's close. Because the Eagles, they have Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, oh my God, Jason Kelsey, man, Jason Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey,
yeah, Jason Kelsey.
But he's older. I mean, he was thinking about retiring.
Yeah, he was thinking about retiring. Mailata, they're guards though. They're guards. No. Isaac Sumalu, Sumalu left. He's in Pittsburgh now. Mailata's their left tackle, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. What's Dickerson play?
The guard. I know he plays guard, and I know Sumalu played the other guard position. And I know Johnson played right tackle. So it's Mailata at the left side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me yeah, Mailata's it.
Okay.
All right, perfect. All right, but here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Who's replacing Isaac Sumalu? That's the issue. Who's replacing him? Who's replacing him? Is it gonna be Jack Driscoll, Brett Toff? Like, who is it? We have. Oh, okay. It could be Tyler Steen. I think here's the thing, Caleb. I think the key is you guys don't have any question marks on your offensive line. If you think about it, right?
Well, except that guard, left guard is still the question mark.
What do you mean? What? Who's at your left guard last time?
We don't know. That's wrong. We don't know.
Okay, y'all both have guard questions. You guys are literally the same offensive line. You have a Hall of Famer at right tackle. You have a Hall of Famer you have a Hall of Famer at guard. They have a Hall of Famer at center. You have a Pro Bowler at center. You have a aspiring rookie at left tackle, and they have Jordan Mailata. He's a pretty good left tackle too. Then you have that question mark at guard. Who's replacing Isaac Sumalu, and who's it gonna be? Who are the names to watch out for?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Tyler Smith could go down to guard. Terrence Steele can go to guard. That was talking about him, or they can get the new guy that free agency. We got Chuma Doga. That's the guy we signed. So it's just a question. That's where it is. We don't know yet until we get into training camp who's going to start that left guard position.
Yeah, it's the same thing with them. I'm looking at their guards on who's going to replace Isaac Sumalu. I don't know. I just think right now they just have a little bit more top end talent. Just right now, when we find out who's the guard, I think that separates who's 1 and 2. You guys are literally when we talk about them, y'all literally have the same problem. You guys don't know who one of your other guards is. You definitely know who's your right tackle. It's Tyron Smith, Lane Johnson.
Steele's a right tackle.
But you said Tyron Smith started at right tackle.
He did. That's because Steele was hurt.
Okay, so it's Terrence Steele. So it's not even. So why the hell So it's not even Tyron Smith. So Tyron Smith could be thrown back into left tackle.
He's still gonna start. We just don't know if it's gonna be tackle or maybe Steele's not ready. He'll be right tackle. It's kind of in flux right now.
So then I'll go with the Eagles. Then they have less question marks. They have less question marks because is still going to be hurt? Are you going to start Tyron? Are you going to start them? We don't know. Are you going to bump Tyler Smith into guard?
Right. That's good. That's a good point. Good point.
Yeah. So we're going to go with the Eagles. The Eagles have one question mark. They have one question mark. Their one question mark is who's replacing Isaac Sumalu? You are are you bringing Tyler Smith in the guard? Are you keeping him at left tackle? Are you starting Tyron Smith? Are you not starting Tyron Smith? Is Terrence still ready? Your only 2 definites are Biadasz at center, Zach Martin at guard. Their definites is Landon Dickinson, Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey. Who's replacing Isaac Sumalu at the other guard? That's the only question mark. And them having only one question mark, and you having I think about 2 or 3. That's the separation currently right now. Early guys, we're early currently. Could this change? Absolutely. But we want to make sure who the best of the best in this division is, so we don't so we can see progression and see where we can slot people as. And here's the thing too, man. You can't accuse us of homerism because I put the Giants at 4. Okay. like there were times where I put the Giants last. Receiving, offensive line were last. But the thing about receivers, there's a lot of great receivers in the NFC East. There really is. And I told you with the Giants in the receiver department, if everything works out in our favor, we have the deepest receiving core and the best receiving core. It could happen because, like I said, there are a couple of injuries. If Colin Johnson comes back from the Achilles, if Wando Robinson comes back from the ACL, Isaiah Hodgins, Jalen Hyatt hits. So it's Wandale, Johnson, Hodgins. That's 3. Hyatt, 4. Paris Campbell hits. That's 5. So 5 receivers, and we're deep at 5. Eagles have 2. Cowboys have 3. Possibly, because we need to see the other 2 bounce back. And the only definites in the receiving core in the NFC East, I can't believe I'm saying this, Caleb. I can't believe it's coming out of our mouths right now. It's the Washington Commanders receiving core of Scary Terry, Jahad Dotson, and Curtis Samuel.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that the Eagles, no matter how much praise they get for how talented their team is collectively, they only have one position that is number 1, which is the offensive line.
Yeah.
Giants have 2 that we have determined. They have running back and tight end at number 1.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cowboys have quarterback at number 1 and Washington receivers. So
yeah. But here's the thing too. Eagles are the best team though. The NFL is the ultimate team game, and they're number 1 in the most important thing in football. The most important thing in football, Caleb, the Eagles are number 1 in offensive line. Every time we say this on the show, everything runs through them. Your receivers can't get open if your quarterback's running for his life. Your running back can't get yards if there's no holes to be created. Your quarterback can't throw touchdowns if he's not being protected. The Eagles have the best, are number 1 in the most important thing in football. Offensive line. And you're right, Caleb. They're talented. They're a team. Like they're a team. Individually, we can break it down and say individually each team has somebody who's Washington has number 1 receiver group. They didn't make the playoffs. Why? Quarterback wasn't good. Defense kind of shoddy. Sometimes offensive line wasn't very good in pass pro. And they lost games. They were there at the beginning. They were there to the very end. But they didn't. But they needed that extra thing. Same thing with the Giants. The Giants last year, it was a lot of coaching, and a lot of Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
coaching and Saquon Barkley.
Because the Giants have 2 things that are in the last place. So
yes, receiver and
offensive line.
It's question marks on the offensive line. That's the reason they're dead last. We have a definite in left tackle. We have a rookie at center. Like I know we all love him. I love John Michael Schmitz. He looks like a giant kid. I love him. I love the guy, but he's still a rookie.
And this is the thing about Washington. I think it's the dumbest decision to go with Sam Howell. You have the number 1 thing that they have is receivers, yet you give them Sam Howell to throw the ball to them. That is a dumb.
But who else did they get, Caleb? Who else?
That's what I'm saying. They should have gone after somebody. They shouldn't have just made the decision. Oh, we're gonna go with Sam Howell. Like draft somebody, get a free agent, do something at that position.
But here's the thing, Caleb. I think in the draft, everyone knew the top 3 were going to go in the top 5. So
trade up. Do something.
Yeah, but
you have the receiver. You have this surrounding right now.
Washington was stuck in the gray area. They were at 18. You go from 18 to you can't go 18 to 4. Can you go 18 to 4? That's 14 spots. That's because you got to hop Indianapolis. Indianapolis was at 5, right? That's correct, right? No. They were at 4. Indianapolis was at 4. Correct? Were they at 4?
Yeah, they were at 4.
So they had to go from 18 to 3. That's 15 spots. That's you know, like you telling Arizona, hey, Arizona, I don't need you to go from three down to 18. Arizona's going to be like, bro, what? Give me your future. Give me everything for this deal. Because here's the thing. Because
I think it was. I mean, considering that we can go their positions, that they have a pretty solid team around that, so might as well trade everything if they already have a team in place.
They've already done that, Caleb, and it backfired on them for Robert Griffin III.
Yeah, but that was injuries. That was injuries. I mean, he got hurt.
Yeah, this quarterback, he could get hurt. He couldn't develop. He can't develop, but you know, you don't know. So,
but I would be willing to take that chance to get up, to go up for a quarterback that's going to have all this around him. I'd be willing to bet that that's going to turn out in his favor, because that's how all these quarterbacks. I mean, Jalen Hurts had a great year because look at all the positions that he has around him. They're all in the
his talents. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. But then here's the thing too, man. But same thing with Dak Prescott in his rookie year and his first couple years in the league. He had phenomenal receivers and a great running back and a great offensive line. You know, let's not act like, you know, Dak Prescott was in Jalen Hurts' position.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't Washington want to do that for any other quarterback? You could have got free agents to draft something.
What if?
Why are you doing that with Sam Howell? You know,
what if they believe in Sam Howell?
That's stupid. You're dumb. Like you're just.
But he's thinking, hey man, Caleb. Before Sam Howell went back to North Carolina, he was actually going into that season. He was a top 5 quarterback in that league. People thought he was going to go in the first round, and then he played that year. And they were like, yeah, he kind of fell, and he fell. It's like you know what happened to Matt Barkley. Remember Matt Barkley?
Yeah.
You know, his junior year, he was going into his senior year, he was the number 1 quarterback in the draft, going to go in the first round. He played his senior year, 5th round. I think that's what happened with Sam Howell. But I think the reason Sam Howell regressed is because North Carolina had a lot of people drafted. Javonte Williams, Michael Carter II, a couple of receivers were gone. So I think you give him a full season. We'll see. It's gonna be his first year starting. He only started 2 games last year, and they were like the last 2 games of the year. And you know, they beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, but he was not good. Like, I mean, we kept turning over the ball every single time, gave him chance after chance and chance, and he wasn't doing crap. I wasn't very impressed with him at all.
We'll see. But again, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Caleb, where can people find you, my man?
NFL Caleb 22 on Instagram and Twitter, and then on this show. You know, it's supposed to be on Fridays, but we came on Saturday. But
yeah,
it gets more consistent.
Yeah, sorry, man. My apologies, man. I had a performance to do, guys. It was a rehearsal. I had to go there. My apologies. Yeah, we're gonna be Fridays, 3:00.
And we'll be doing the defense. We'll be doing the defense.
We're doing the defense next week. You know, I hope you guys love the process we went through, the talking it out. You know, not just us talking off screen and then giving you the rankings. That's what I like to do. I like having I like y'all seeing the way our brain works, the way we talked about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like we had the Eagles at 1. We had the Eagles at 1 before we hit record. And then at the end of it, Washington was at 1. So these are what we talk about off air, and we want y'all to see this, the evolution. Like, yeah, Washington's at 1, Caleb. They have the best receiving core in the league, in the division.
Yeah.
Before you hit record, did you think that was gonna happen?
Well, I was debating. I was there, the Eagles, because
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah,
exactly.
That's how it turned out.
Same thing with, you know, did I expect the New York Giants to get 1 or 2? Yeah, I expected them to get running back and tight end. I'm not gonna lie to you, I expected that. Okay, but yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, you agree, you disagree, that's fine. Say it in the comments respectfully, guys, because I hope y'all love the process. We go talk about it. What are your points? Why do you think it? You may change our mind. You may change our mind if you give us a great point, you know, or you may give a great point, but we still may not agree, but we respect your opinion. We just hope you respect ours. That's it. But on that note, I'm Ferris Milano. You can find me at Ferris Milano on Twitter. Find me here every Friday, 3 o'clock, live or pre-taped. Good friends, better rivals. Hope you guys enjoy. Love that shirt, Caleb. Stay safe. Have a wonderful night. And guys, get ready for some football, baby. Get ready for some football. I know it's a little quiet right now in May. But you smell that? You smell it? It's that new MetLife grass, turf grass that they've changed. That's supposed to help with known injuries. Everyone, stay safe. Have a wonderful night. See y'all next week. Peace.